everybody. Welcome to the show. We're back today with Tom Smierczynski, his wife Judy, and Jared Ruiz from Walking Tall. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, first, Judy, would you tell us a little bit about, introduce yourself to the audience, tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, well, my name is Judy Smierczynski, and I am the Walking Tall coordinator, and I was brought up in this valley, born and raised here, and I was a bit of a tomboy growing up and had a love of cars and raised two daughters, and they also fell in love with cars, and that's kind of what brought Tom and I together too, is his passion for cars, and we've done that in our business, and now we're sharing those skills with teen boys that we're bringing into Walking Tall, and we've got a passion for sharing our skills and sharing what God has to offer for them also.
So you're part of the original founding of Walking Tall also.
Behind Tom.
Okay. Tom, I know there's something you left out last time. Could you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Well, I'm the area director for Walking Tall, and we're under Youth for Christ. And I got to do some blessing things. I test drove cars. I worked with General Motors on some projects, and we got to race Grand Am Cup with General Motors, and I mean, I could go on for hours about this, but it's just in general what we've done after we were married.
Okay, and Jared Ruiz, thank you.
name is
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I was born in Van Nuys, California. Transplanted here when I was 5 and been here ever since. I was just brought up with my mom and me. I didn't really have a father figure kind of around, and it was a little tough, I guess, kind of growing up, just being with my single mother and all, but she provided the best she could. It's been really nice, though, living up in Oregon. I'm not too sure how it might have turned out in California, but it's been nice. I just recently graduated here, and I could say I'm a graduate.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Could you tell us a little bit about your view of the Walking Tall project or program?
I actually got in touch with Tom and Judy through Freddie and her husband. Her husband was childhood friends with Tom. They met at a movie theater just around Christmas time, talked together, and Judy and Tom were talking about their program. And Freddie mentioned my name and asked me after they talked if I wanted to be a part of their program. They told me they had an automotives class and had a woodworking class. And I've never had much time or the, I guess you would say, ability to get those hands-on skills on those type of things. I always kind of helped my mom around the house and whatnot and going to school full-time. Didn't have extra time to go maybe work on the yard stuff or something like that. And so I decided to come to Monday nights, which was the woodworking. I got to meet Tom and Judy for the first time and the other mentors and the other young men there. It's a very great place. First time we started, we were working on dog houses was our first project. I kind of knew how to use a hammer, but not so well. I used my wrist, and man, my hand and wrist got tired quickly. They showed us we were supposed to use our full arm extending, and that gave us a lot more power. It's been a really great experience. I've been there after December. Meeting all of the mentors, it's really great. They're very manly father figures kind of, and great roles in gospel, kind of great Christian men. And they do lead by example. It's really great. They're there for anything you need, just for a nice talk, or if you have a problem at home, you can always give them a call. It's great. And the guys, those are always great to have the guys around. I grew up with just my mom, so I didn't have much brothers or sisters. So coming to this, it's really cool kind of getting that horseplay a little bit, but getting down to the grits and actually learning some skills that I previously did not know about. It's just a great experience I was able to be getting into.
Okay, so it brought a lot of partnership and respect.
Yeah, I brought a lot
things
of
like
life
that.
skills,
Mhm.
and respect is one thing. We always shake hands, look each other in the eye. We also give respect to the tools because, well, safety is also a number one thing we need to do next to respect.
Okay, I know, Tom, you're telling me that that's a big part of the interaction that goes on there is that they want to respect each other and things like that. Do you have something you want to add to
Well,
that?
what it is we try to teach respect, but these young men have to have respect for themselves before they can give respect to anybody else. And so we teach them the first thing is a simple handshake. Look the person in the eye, handshake firm, and just greet with them. And some of these young men never taught that.
Okay,
So it's and opening doors for ladies and just things like that. I mean, help the community.
There's a self-esteem part that I see in there too to help build people up so they can go on and do some of the things that they really were meant to do. I'm looking for, can you show us slide 14, please? There's a slide I have here. We'll take a look at it. You can tell us a little bit about that.
Well, this is Chip Wright comes to us. Chip Wright Karate comes to us every year, and what they do is they teach about awareness. Where should you be and where shouldn't you be, and they teach hands-on skills on how to get out of a confrontation instead of get into a confrontation. You know, it's just it's been a great merge with them too, is helping. And I've known Chip. We went to high school together for a long time. So it's what a great merger.
Okay. Besides the interpersonal skills and stuff that you're teaching the youth, there's some projects that you're involved in. Can you tell us a little bit about some of your projects?
Well, we definitely have multiple projects from carpentry to automotive, and we do carpentry every week and we do automotive every week too. And the one thing that we do, we feed them every time they come.
Yes,
And some of these young men don't get fed very well. And Judy usually cooks every Monday night and every Monday. So it's been a blessing. And I don't know if Judy has anything more to say about that.
Well, it's my pleasure to be able to feed these kids, and especially when they like what I cook. People are always asking, you know, how they can help with that, and we definitely can use people to partner up on a regular basis. And you know, we have some that donate food, some that donate time, and anything they can do is greatly appreciated.
Yeah, I know my food bill's huge, and it's just me, so I know yours must be giant. So if people want to support the efforts that you're having there, and they want to try to participate in some way, you're not looking at any specific place, but looking at the whole community. If they're interested, they can contact you on maybe your website that they'll see across the screen, and that way they can get in touch with you and find out how they can help support the effort that you're having there.
They can also get onto the Youth for Christ website. It has all the Youth for Christ ministries besides Walking Tall, and they can help any one of the ministries, including our own.
Okay, so you're listed in that Youth of Christ Ministries where it shows them all. It'll show that you're right there.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
Rogue Valley, youthforchrist.org.
Okay, thank you. I've got a video I'd like to show, the shop video, and you can tell us a little bit about that video.
Look, it's not going to be done ever.
Okay, they looked real busy in that video. What was going on there?
Well, what we're doing is we're building birdhouses, bird feeders, planter boxes, and what they're doing is these young men are building it. we spent the whole month of April building these products where we can sell them at Art and Bloom in Medford in beginning of May. And what it was these young men, it was more than just building it. Now they had to go and sell them. And some of these young men, they didn't realize how hard it is to sell something. And they understood it. We just talked to them and said, remember, you're about respect. Go up and shake their hand, say who you are, and what are you doing here? And what it was the funds from that helped them, so they earned their own money to go fishing at Fish Lake. And what a great, you know, I don't want to say pride, but it is that they were able to make their own funds to go ahead and go fishing.
Okay, so there's work and there's recreation.
That's correct.
So it all works together to kind of round everything out. Jared, were you involved in any of these projects?
Yes, I was. I was part of the birdhouse making and other things. We actually got a symbolum from the basic front of the house to the side of the house, the back of it, and the bottom. We had to remember, because these pieces of wood are all pretty similar, but they were cut a certain angle. And we kind of had a assembly line. We worked with each other, two partners, 2 and 2. One would hold it, one would glue it, and it was a very smooth system we had going. It was really fun. We got to chat with each other. Sometimes we had some hangers. Those are the nails kind of sticking out through the side, or shiners, I guess that's what they're called. It was a really great thing. We built a lot of birdhouses and feeders and our planters in a great amount of time. It was fun though, very fun.
Okay, great, and you got to, when you first get there, you don't know everybody, right?
No,
so
it's
do
always
these
a
projects
different
help
group
you
of
to
people.
get to know people a little better?
Yeah, I've made a lot of different friends from going to Walking Tall, and some of them actually live close to me. So that's always been great.
Okay, we've got some pictures from the Art and Bloom. So can you guys show us number 1? Can you tell us what's going on there?
Well, what it is it's what we set up. We're on Central Avenue, and we only asked. They were only going to give us 20 feet long, and we ended up using 165 feet. You can see that we have in the bus way in the background. So we brought everything there where we can show what we do and how we do it.
Okay, so how often is Art and Bloom? You're there every year? Is it a yearly type event that you participate in?
It is yearly. We were there. This is our first time there, so we didn't know what to expect, but now we know what to expect.
Okay, can we see number 2?
So this is the assembly line Jarrett was talking about. It was when you get 14 to 16 teen young men around a table, it's quite comical watching them put things together.
Okay, and number 3, please.
And you can see in the background all the guides helping them, and I just got to say, I can't say enough for what the guides do, and the mentors help. They spend so many hours with these teen young men.
Okay, and number 4.
And it's just another shot of them building. It's actually a bird house planter that they were building, and this is one of the teen young men with one of the guides helping them.
So they get some individualized attention as well as learn to work together in groups.
Yes, we
and to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish there. We've got number 11, please.
Well, this is the first time this young man got to use a saw, a circular saw, and what they're building dog houses right here. And you know, the weather you can see in the back, it was wet and drizzly, but they had to learn how to work outside.
It looks like rain drops on there. Okay, and number 12.
And this is assembly of the doghouse after they got all their parts cut, and this is one of the mentors with working with one of the young men.
And number 13.
And these are what we found out, all the young men, they needed a place to put their safety glasses at. So what we did was we made, every one of them made a toolbox. And now they can put their safety glasses and whatever tools they have. So each young man that comes, they make their own toolbox.
I see your logo down there. Are your logos on all the projects that you do to let people know where they're coming from and where they're supporting?
Yeah, what we do is we made a branding iron. We have a CNC mill, so we made a branding iron, so we brand anything that's big enough to accept that brand.
Okay. I was in your shop, and there were some other projects going on in there where, like the CNC. Are there in the youth in your project actually learn to operate those machines and bring these projects around?
Definitely. You know, when it comes with time, and
Okay.
some of these pieces of equipment are very expensive, so that it has to come with time and with respect for the tools.
Okay, so
And we have sheet metal work. You can do sheet metal work there, body work. There's quite a few things that they can do. What I mean by body work is automotive body work.
okay. Other than that, there are recreational parts. So I'm going to show number 15, please. This looks like you're out and about. What?
Well, I'll tell you, these young men, what's pretty comical about this, we go to Fish Lake every year, and the old timers are coming out in their boat, and they're usually skunked. They don't get a fish. And every year, these young men, they catch quite a few fish. And this is where they're actually cleaning the fish.
And number 16.
And this is just around the campfire. And the campfire is just a great place to discuss about life, you know, life skills, life itself in general. And you can see how the guides, mentors are just sitting there right alongside of these teen young men. And this is how we have to show them, by example, by sitting right next to them or walking right along with them.
Okay, and number 17.
Yeah, this is just another great view of us fishing out there at Fish Lake.
And so beyond the in-shop type work you do, you also work in groups and individually to build character, to foster team projects and things like that. As you start bringing in more of the youth in the community, how can the public really help you to support all that?
Well, we definitely need support, and it's like anything. It's a catch-22. We need more mentors if we get more young men, and we need mentors that have a heart for these teen young men. Okay. And when we work on these projects, we definitely need support. And like Judy said, we just need support on these projects from the community.
Okay, I know the community, our community needs things like this to happen. We hear a lot of stuff about the community, but this is the type of thing that's going on that's really good, that really doesn't get out there that often. So I'm glad you're here to tell us about it and tell people how to get involved in that. Are there any other things that you'd like to let us know, any other projects or events that we could let the public know about?
Well, I'll tell you one thing I would want to put in there. We have 2 large shops, and we've almost outgrown those 2 large shops with all the projects that we do have going, because we try not to just do one project at a time. There's multiple projects. We're doing the Mustang at the same time we're doing the 67 Ford pickup. I mean, it's because that way the young men can have hands-on and not standing back just watching someone do it. And that's why we try to do that. And I know Judy has more to say about that.
Oh, I was just going to add to that yes, I think we need to expand our buildings. And so there's plenty of companies out there that have access to materials that we might need for projects that we're building, adding on to our building, automotive projects, and a lot of people might have some knowledge they'd like to share also.
Okay, as people are listening to this, and I asked this question when we first talked, as you're deciding, I know you're growing and I know there's a big need out there, so how are you deciding who is going to be the right fit for the program, and where are you looking to find those, or are you? Is it just word of mouth like you said earlier, or is there some outreach for that you could tell us about, or how does that work?
Well, the outreach that we have is definitely, we do work with the juvenile detention, and we have some boys' homes that we work with, and then we work with just anybody in general that their heart needs something else besides what they're getting now. And we just have to listen, and if we listen, they will come.
Okay, so if I was watching this and I said, I know the perfect young man for that, I could just get on your website, or how would I get in touch with you to let you know that, hey, this would be great for this young man?
Well, Judy could answer that better than I.
It'd probably be either by looking at our website and getting our contact information. It's all on the RogueValleyYouthForChrist.org website. There's a phone number there. There's our contact phone numbers, and it's best to just call and talk in person and give us a feel of what this young man has been through and what he might need and how we can be assistant to that. And same with men that want to get involved. There's a really good process that Youth for Christ puts out. It's intense, but it's for security for these young men, that all the men go through classes and background checks, and we very much appreciate that.
Okay, Jarrett, we're getting short on our time here, and I don't want to leave you out on being able to talk a little bit about and say some things that you'd like to say, so it's yours.
Just want to say thank you to Tom and Judy, and for letting them open their doors. It was really a blessing to get this opportunity, and hopefully other kids, other young teens will have this opportunity, and adults to help. It's a very great program. I've learned a lot of different things that in my first 10 years had no clue even about. It was just a really good blessing. Not too sure what to say.
Okay, that's great. I just want to thank you all for being here. I appreciate the time that you took out to come here and to talk to us about what's going on. Jared, thank you very much. I want to thank the crew, cameramen, for being out there. We couldn't do it without you. Thank RVTV for allowing us to be here and do this. You in the back, thank you so much for taking care of this for us. And of course, the audience, thank you for watching.